Hey everyone. I thought I would come on today and talk a little bit about getting grounded even in these storms, the shocking events that we face. When we face life storms, these events, there becomes this overwhelming feeling. We feel lost, we could feel anger, we can feel isolated. We may feel guilty. All of these uncomfortable feelings. No one has ever come to me and said they felt happy when they experienced a shocking event, like a divorce, a death, a job loss. That situation does not bring on comfortable feelings. They are what I consider uncomfortable. Like no one wants to feel anger or sadness or guilt. So we have these feelings, and society really has not taught us how to manage these feelings effectively. And so they pile on, and you may already been an overwhelmed, stressed mom or woman, and then you face this life changing event. And so we feel all these uncomfortable feelings. And what happens a lot of times is that we react. We react impulsively because we have these feelings. And then someone may ask us something or ask us to do something. We say yes when we really mean no. We uh, so we impulsively react. And a lot of times, what I have seen, at least for myself, I did this, is that I impulsively reacted to loved ones when they asked me a question when I had all of these uncomfortable feelings that I was already dealing with. And so when you react impulsively, a lot of times it can, excuse me, damage our relationships because we now have uh, responded in a way that had that person that we were communicating with feel some sort of way. And usually it's another uncomfortable feeling that they have because of our reaction. It can also affect our own health. With all these overwhelmed feelings, we can physically have symptoms. Our nervous system gets dysregulated and we walk around with maybe more physical pain that we have had in a long time. And so when we're in pain, we impulsively react as well. And then it can affect our relationships, or I mean, our job. I already talked about how it affects our relationships, but then it can affect our employment because we may be too consumed. What happens a lot of times when we're reactively, impulsively too, we become more anxious and we overthink because we are now thinking about not just the event that happened to us, this shocking event, how we're affecting our relationships. Like I should have answered it that way, or I could have answered it this way instead, or maybe I need to go back to that relationship or go back to that person and try to repair it. But what do I say that means anything right now? So we just all these things are kind of consuming our thoughts. And so we're not clearly thinking when we go to work. And so our problem solving at work we get that analysis paralysis. So we can't make decisions, or maybe we again impulsively make a choice at work and we make mistakes. And so our careers can be affected by us impulsively acting. So what we need to learn how to do is really try to, again, I've talked about this before, is how do we accept the feelings that we're having? So we acknowledge it, but then feeling, using getting grounded, getting grounded in that situation. So we take a deep breath. You know, for me to get grounded, a lot of times I like to use my senses. So, what are things that I see? What are things that I hear? Do I taste anything? Do I smell anything? What do I feel? Because that gets me in that moment of the here and the now. And then allows me a moment to quiet that brain. And it allows me to then problem solve more clearly, instead of impulsively. And so that's how I get grounded. There are lots of different ways to get grounded, you know, uh, in that present moment. But there is a huge difference when we respond impulsively versus staying grounded. With impulsivity, our actions are impulsive, so we quickly respond without even thinking about it. We feel that emotional overwhelm because we now might have our relationships affected. So just that overwhelmed feelings just keep pounding on us. We just keep getting all these feelings to build up. We feel like the environment or the events are controlling us and not us controlling that. We feel anxious and we overthink. And we are driven by fear. And so staying grounded helps us, we are responding with purpose and with more clarity. We are internally in control. We are now in control of our thoughts and our feelings instead of the fear and emotions controlling us. We are more calm. We are able to think more clearly. We become better problem solvers when we're grounded, which again is helping our relationships, and it is helping us be more productive at work. And then we are rooted in self awareness. We are more self aware by staying grounded. And so using grounding techniques, again, is a way to manage our emotions, which again then helps our relationships, helps our career, and helps our health because we become more regulated. Our nervous system is more regulated. So, again, grounding techniques can be simple as taking that deep breath and, using your senses. It could be a body scan, which then you're quickly looking at and no, body scan does not mean like an MRI or going to the doctor and asking for some kind of test. It is just evaluating your body from your toes to your head, looking at if there's any kind of pain or any kind of you become more aware of what's going on in that moment. But I like to use my senses. It's a quick thing for me to use, and it allows me to get myself in that moment. I no longer have to use those grounding techniques. Just taking a deep breath before I respond is enough for me to respond with clarity and not impulsively. If you if this is resonating with you, make sure that you like and subscribe below so that you can get aware of more of these tips that I bring throughout on this surviving shock. Again, thank you for being here, and stay tuned for more.